Hey, today we are here with Mike Garrasi from Music Man Entertainment, an amazing DJ here in the Capital District. And the question I have for you today is, what should a bride be looking for when they're trying to find a DJ?
The number one thing I think is experience, without a doubt.
Well, elaborate on that. Why is experience important?
Well, experience is very important because of the fact that, you want to ask your DJ, how long have they been in business? Have they just DJ'd maybe one wedding? The reality of it is anyone can say they are a professional DJ, photographer, cinematographer. What separates the real professionals from people that are just happen to do this on the side is, do they do this every weekend? Is it something that they've done maybe 100 plus, maybe 1,000 plus weddings or events? What do they specialize in? Is it weddings, anniversaries? Where do they work? Do they work a lot at the nicer places, or are they working at a lot of the the smaller fire departments?
So what venues?
It's the reality of it. Are you working at the Hall of Springs in Saratoga National
or the
Franco Plaza?
VFW?
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's with experience. That's how you get your experience. I've been in this business now for a long time.
How many weddings have you done?
I've done over 4,000 events.
Oh my God.
And here's the reality of it. They have not all been weddings. The majority of them, probably 80% of them, have been weddings. But the way you get the experience is, and don't get me wrong, when I first started out years ago, listen, I played all the VFWs,
anything
the fire departments.
Yeah.
And it takes doing that for years. You step up to the way it works is you play the fire departments, and then you play the VFWs, then you play the Holiday Inns, and then the gold standard, diamond standard. You start playing the fancier places like Saratoga National, the Hall of Springs, the Plaza. When you start working with the big name facilities on a regular basis, then you're headlining Madison Square Garden all the time when you're working these facilities. So, I'm just lucky to be doing this. And listen, whether your wedding is at Saratoga National or a fire department, I will still play it, okay? And I'll definitely bring my experience to whatever venue that I'm at.
What is the benefit of having more experience? Is it that you're able to adapt more quickly, or when bad things happen? Why do they need experience?
That's a great question. With my service especially, it's just me. I have no employees. So from the first phone call to the last song when I hug the bride and groom goodbye at the end of the night, I'm there for them 24/7.
Yeah.
You come up with this great plan. You definitely do. It's not just one phone call. Brides and grooms constantly call me, and that's great. They see something at a wedding that they definitely want. Or the opposite, we saw something at a wedding, we want to make sure you're not going to do this.
Okay.
So the thing is, you learn from the bride and groom, and then you really come up with this great plan. And basically, when you enter the banquet facility that day, you speak with the banquet manager and the people, photographer, cinematographer, everyone you're working with, to a wedding planner, and go over everything. You're on the same team, you're working everything out. But that day, listen, depending on elements such as the weather, things can change in a second. You have to be flexible with things. I had a wedding this summer over at the Prine House in Albany. Ceremony was outside. Gorgeous day.
I love the barn.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
We're all set up. We're ready to roll. Okay, the clouds are starting to come in. Halfway through the ceremony, it started raining.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be sprinkling, and
no, a downpour.
Yeah, we had to basically, with the help of the zone management employees, who are phenomenal, help me get all my equipment into the main barn where we were having the actual reception.
Yeah.
We brought it all in within a couple of minutes, and even though, we had this elaborate plan to have the ceremony outside, in a second's notice, something changed. We had to change our plans. And the people that you work with, you want to make sure are flexible,
That's experience.
Absolutely.
I think it's the same thing for photographer, videographer, anybody,
Absolutely.
Any vendor that you're looking at, the more experience they have, the more they'll be able to adapt on the spot.
Absolutely.
And one thing, and we're just ad-libbing here now, but when you're with a team of professionals that are really experienced, it seems like nothing's an emergency. It's just like
because you're really working with a bunch of friends, and you've got each other's backs, and you all work for the bride and groom, and it's a great big fun process. So no matter what happens, it's all going to work out perfect because of the fact that it's exactly what, as a team, we all bring experience. When you're working in the nicer places, you're working with people that have experience. So not only do you have all your years of experience as a DJ and a cinematographer, but we have the wedding planner, the banquet manager, the photographer. So it's really awesome set of circumstances. Even if something does go wacky, just in a second, no one knows exactly what happened. Nobody,
Oftentimes the bride doesn't
they don't
even
know
know.
It. They don't even know.
They don't know.
And to be honest with you, 99.9% of the time,
it goes right.
Exactly what you want it to happen is perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't control the weather. I mean, so if it happens during your ceremony, it's, you know, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I've seen it snow in October, and they were supposed to have their wedding
Outdoor,
outside.
yeah.
I mean, you
never
sometimes
know
have
what's
to
gonna
go
happen.
with the flow, and that's okay. As a professional, that's what you're all about. And that when you're looking for a DJ, cinematographer, photographer, whomever, you want to make sure that they have that flexibility, that they're able just to be a happy-go-lucky person. I'm like, okay, we're going to make it work. And I know you're like that. So
I think that experience to the bride's perspective and groom's perspective comes down to a relaxed environment. The more experienced your vendors are, the more relaxed, and you're not going to have that freak out moment.
No.
You know, it's just going to be,
Absolutely not.
everything's going to go well.
Absolutely.
And, okay, so experience was the first one.
absolutely, big time, number one.
What's the second one?
Reputation.
Reputation. Okay, so they should look for somebody who has a good reputation.
Absolutely.
And
And
how are they going to find out?
that is really easy. In this day and age, number one, all you've got to do is Google the company name or
Google.
Google
What's
the,
Google?
you know,
Google.
Google.com.
Okay.
So Google the person's name.
Just their name.
I mean, you're going to find the good, the bad, the ugly. You're going to find everything.
Instantly.
If there's anything bad, you're going to find it out. Also, you know, you're going to find out all the great things. I mean, if this person has awards, you know,
Yeah,
I
all
know, like for instance with me, I mean, when a bride and groom even inquire, I send them right to my homepage, and also there's a Wedding Wire link on that. It's weddingwire.com or knock.com.
Give them, what's your homepage? What's
my
the website?
homepage is musicmanentertainment.com. And from there, I have a link that'll bring you to Wedding Wire. Wedding Wire is probably the leading website right now for brides and grooms that are planning their wedding to check out. It has... Well,
You don't have to do an advertisement for Wedding Wire right
I
now, man.
almost said the best of the best people. It does not have the best of the best people. It has a
lot
wide
of
range
people.
of people.
It has a lot of people, but
anyone
people
that
can
wants to
find
be on it
reviews
can be
there.
on it. You're going to find DJs on there that have no reviews. You're going to find a DJ like me that, as of right now, has over. I am almost hitting 300 five-star reviews on Wedding Wire.
my
So I mean.
gosh.
And there aren't any bad ones. Knock on wood, I mean, but there are never going to be any bad ones because of the fact that I will do whatever it takes to make a bride and groom happy, not only on their wedding day, but also throughout the entire planning process. And with Google and search engines, you know, they're great tools.
A bride and groom
tools.
can find
Click
out.
on the web thing, and that'll bring up anything, you know,
Yeah.
web related as far as text is concerned. Click on the photos. You're going to see their images. You're going to
Yeah.
see anything about them.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Facebook as well. Whatever you put on the net
Yeah.
or the web is going to show up.
So obviously the web is a great spot to search Wedding Wire, and just using Google, I guess you could Google. Try that. Sorry. Where else can people find reviews?
Really, the best review is going to come from a guy like you, a person like Tracy.
Oh, another vendor.
Yeah, a person
Oh, okay,
like
perfect.
Tracy at Saratoga National.
Yes.
A person like Joe Gillespie at you know, Franklin Plaza, Maria at Glenn Sanders, Longfellow's crew. The venue that you've chosen, the
Yes.
person that you've booked with at the venue
Absolutely.
is never in a million years going to recommend someone
That they don't
that
like.
is not going to do a great
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
That person has to do a superior job, because the bottom line is you've already put your money down with the venue, and now you're going to the venue and saying, well, I'm looking at the XYZ DJ company.
Yeah.
What
Who
do you
recommend?
think?
Would
Believe
you
me.
recommend actually starting there? Like, well, if they have the venue, or if they already have
Absolutely.
booked,
Yes.
if they've already booked a photographer
I would-
or a venue or a wedding planner, I mean, a wedding planner for
absolutely.
sure,
Abs-
then ask them who they recommend.
100% I would, because here's
Okay.
the thing. You could go on the internet all day long and type in DJ. You're going to get a billion DJs, believe me, and the majority of them are fly-by-night operations. So yes, once you book your venue, ask your venue
Who they recommend.
who
as
they're
far as
recommending,
DJ.
you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, they're definitely going to, I mean, I hope I'm on everybody's list, but, you know, the thing is, the reality of it is they usually have about 4 or 5 different people
Okay.
that they recommend. And each bride and groom that books a venue is different. You know, there
Absolutely.
are brides and grooms that want a DJ to go on the dance floor and dance around like Elvis and pass out glow sticks, and that's cool, but that's not my service. My style
Okay.
is definitely what I like to describe as more fun, classy, cool, getting people out there having a great time, organizing things, being the event coordinator, being the MC, being the DJ, but also staying in the background at the same time. So there are venues that know that's my style. You know, the guys
they're
that
gonna
recommend
know
me,
the bride
they're
and
gonna know
groom
the right person or the right
to
DJ
match with.
company or companies
Yeah.
to steer you towards. And it's
Okay.
going to eliminate a lot of hours spent on the internet saying, wow, we saw this guy, but now we've looked at 100 different sites and we're so confused and we have no idea. So
Overwhelming.
ask the venue, but also ask, you know, people like yourself
Okay.
or other photographers, cinematographers,
other vendors that they
wedding
know.
planners, the people that you're speaking with, you might want to say, hey, have you ever heard of this guy?
Yeah.
They're going to give you their opinion. I'm not saying that's always the best opinion. I think that the best opinion is definitely the venue by far, and then from there, go on the internet and do your research on that one individual or few individual companies.
Okay, so first you have experience is an important thing to look at,
Correct.
and then reputation, whether it's looking online or
Yes.
talking to venues, etc. Anything else that's really important for people to look at when looking at a DJ?
By far, creativity.
Creativity, what do you mean by that?
Well, you want a DJ, when you're looking for a DJ, that's going to be creative. Last year I DJ'd 235 events.
Okay.
The majority of them being weddings. So when you're DJing up to 3 weddings a weekend, I only book 1 a day, so if I DJ a wedding on a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday.
Yeah.
3 different venues, 3 different brides and grooms, or 3 different couples, I should say. The bottom line is, even though Friday's wedding was amazing, Saturday's wedding was amazing, Sunday's wedding was amazing, I don't want them all being the same wedding.
Oh, I see.
I don't want to go into their weddings saying, well, I know what works because I've been doing this forever.
I'm going to play my
I'm
same
gonna play my
playlist,
same-
the same
with
shtick
me,
every time.
There's not a stick, there's
Yes.
no playlist. The playlist basically works off my feel and vibe
Yes.
for the guests, the bride and groom, and that's where having meetings and speaking with them on the phone and having constant communication and open communication with them.
Learning.
I mean, become friends with your DJ on Facebook. Become, definitely grab their cell number. I always tell people, listen, call me Christmas morning. I will pick up the phone. I really will.
Don't call me. Please don't call me Christmas morning.
But,
my wife will kill me. Don't do that.
That is the
Call
truth.
him.
I want to be there 24/7, 365
Yeah.
days a year for a bride and groom, and I want to get to know a bride and groom.
Yeah.
What are your likes
Yeah.
in music?
Okay.
What artists do you listen to? What's in your iPod right now? What's
So-
in your phone right now? What have you been listening to? What are your friends and family like?
That
you ask
allows
these
you-
certain questions, and you get a wealth of information.
Yeah.
Where you might find out, well, the parents like this group, or the parents of the groom like this, parents of the bride like that. Our friends are into this. We just happen to go to this concert, or we love this artist, or we just bought this new album from this new artist.
Yeah.
You will get a vibe for what they're all about,
Okay.
and that way you can create this really amazing,
Unique.
customized, unique wedding reception rather than just doing the same old thing. Again,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to work a wedding where it's just show up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to book weddings like that. I want to book weddings where people are like, well, we like this group or we like that group. Listen, you could give me literally 3 artists, 3 recording artists, and maybe 5 songs. And I'm telling you what, I can build your entire wedding based on
Knowing that.
based on where you're looking to go with as little information as that. Again,
Wow.
I don't want to book a wedding on the other end where bride and groom are going to say, here's 150 songs playing.
Where they just give you the full playlist.
I want
Yeah.
brides and grooms to be creative as well, and I'll bring that creativity out of them where I'll say, listen, why don't you give me a couple songs that I'll mix in during cocktail hour?
Yeah.
Give me a few songs, maybe I'll mix them in during dinner. And what are your friends and family like? What was the college song? What was that one song? There's always that 1 or 2 songs that's played at every family party and Uncle Al's on the dance floor, or your best girlfriend's out there having a blast because she loves that one song.
Yeah.
I want to know what that is. That is being creative on your end, being creative on my end, to put
Yes.
this together, come up with this amazing, amazing plan.
I actually had a wedding recently where the DJ did the grand entrance. So everyone came in and they did the grand entrance into the first dance, and they did a dance set immediately afterwards. So immediately after the first dance, they want everybody to get up on the dance floor, which is a common thing. It's pretty cool because it gets everybody up and it starts the party, so to speak. But like the vibe from that, I was like, oh man, no, everyone's up there, but very few people are dancing. And I said to the DJ, I was like, oh man, and he's like, no, I'll get it. And I just assumed that was going to be it. It was not going to be a big party because obviously no one wanted to dance. But what I saw was the creativity. It was a professional DJ.
Right.
And what they did is once they figured out what the crowd liked,
And that's it.
after dinner, once the actual party started, I was amazed at how many people were on the dance floor that I would not have guessed that. Now, if they didn't have creativity, if they didn't...
If they stuck to the plan,
Yes.
which you don't want to ever do. If something is, not to your liking, you can deviate from that plan, and that's what you want to do. You want to have definitely a plan of how everything is going to flow that day from top to bottom.
Yeah.
But you want to definitely work with your team.
Yeah.
Again, your team consisting of the event coordinator that day, / your banquet manager, you being the event coordinator as well as the DJ, but also working with the photographer, cinematographer, wedding planner, your team, and being able to flow. It's like a roller coaster, you know, I often say that. It's like, I mean, it's all high points, don't get me wrong, but there are times where a photographer, and I'm sure you're well aware of this, or a cinematographer, will say, listen, I need to bring the bride and groom out of the room for a minute.
Yep, we do that.
Because there's an amazing sunset going on right now.
Yeah.
Or they want to do a quick family photo.
Or it's snowing outside.
Yeah.
Or,
And I am a humongous fan of that. And people say, that's crazy. Why would you want to? I'm like, well,
kills
listen,
the party.
But no, it doesn't. Because if you have a professional DJ, if I can say that correctly, he will take the ball and run with it, or she will take the ball and run with it, and make sure that crowd and the guests are having a great time.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a great job, they won't even notice the bride and groom are gone for that amazing photo.
Okay.
Because
they're enjoying the party.
The photo of the year. I'm going to be honest with you. I just worked a wedding at a venue in Troy, Franklin Plaza. And I was working with an amazing photography company. And the Ilarios, great guys, great guys.
Great. Yeah.
We basically, guests were eating dinner.
Yeah.
And someone happened to say, this is in November. And someone happened to say that, it started snowing out a little bit. And this is the first snowfall of the entire year.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, grab the camera. Let's grab the bride and groom. Got him outside. Did a quick photo shoot.
Yeah.
Like outside with the snow coming down.
Beautiful.
And I had recently seen him, and he said that was probably his #2 photo of the entire year for the amount of likes on it when he posted it. It was just, but that would have not been captured
if the DJ wasn't flexible.
If the DJ wasn't flexible, and also them being creative.
Yes.
Again, so all your professionals you want to make sure are creative and just sometimes take the plan and just, say, okay, pushing this to the side, this is what we're going with because something changed and it's just amazing. I worked with another photographer and it happened at National this year where a rainbow just happened to come up. A rainbow happened to come up over the outdoor terrace and of course, photographer brought him out. It was the most amazing shot. And then I said to the photographer, I said, amazing, amazing, amazing shot. I go, this is going to be great. He goes, yeah, it's going to be awesome. I go, now you're in trouble. He said, well, what do you mean? I said, how are you going to replicate a rainbow for every wedding? Everybody's going to want a rainbow behind them at Saratoga National.
A good photographer.
So
the key thing is when magic happens, you jump on it and you do
absolutely.
What you can.
And that's what working as a team. And that's what I'm all about with my service, working as a team with everyone. I don't want to do this alone. I want to have this great experience. I want to have a great time. You want to have a great time. I want to have a great time when it's a big party and a lot of fun. And we make sure the bride and groom's dreams happen and come true on their wedding day. And that's what we do. We have a passion for.
Awesome. Well, Mike Garrasi, Music Man Entertainment. Where can they find you again?
You can find me at musicmanentertainment.com. You can also check me out on my Facebook page, facebook.com/musicmanentertainment, or friend me on Facebook. It's just Mike Garrasi. I'm more than happy to help you out in any way that I can. Here for you.
Awesome. We'll check back next week for some more great tips. Thanks.